Hi, this is Tommy with an I, here to speak to you a little bit more about voice exercises for male to female transitioning transgender people. I need to start with talking about the resonant voice, and the one of the biggest things, people worry about pitch a lot, but what we find, and I have seen this in a lot of the groups that I go to, when people are practicing, and I can hear it over the course of a couple of months when people practice. Pitch doesn't do a whole lot to feminize your voice. It might make you feel better internally, which is very important to have that mindset to be comfortable. But more important is the resonance. And the resonance is, instead of speaking from the chest, you're speaking more from the mouth cavity, but not quite so high that you're up into the nasal cavity. Because when you talk like this, everybody can hear that you're talking nasally, and that's not what you're going for. But a lot of people, when they're trying to force the resonance too high, end up in that spot. So we're not shooting for that, unless you like a nasally voice, and in which case that's your prerogative, you can do it. Just understand it's different than speaking forward in the mouth. So for that, I've got a couple of word lists to practice, and these word lists force you to bring the resonance forward. There are charts that I've seen that show like all the letters of the alphabet overlaid with your mouth, and it shows like all the way through from the front of the mouth to the back of the mouth where the different letters fall when you say them, the different phenotypes of the sounds. So we're going to start with very basic things. The M is the most resonant consonant. It pulls all the way forward. You feel the vibration in your lips. So if you sit there and go, I can feel that vibrating up in my lips and a little bit in my nose. If I go, I feel that down here. Versus, I don't know if the note is changing much. I don't know if you can hear a difference, but you can feel in your mouth where the vibration happens. So let's start with these word lists. Start with mo, may, nay, moor, null, mayor, murmur, mole, new, no, many, lemon, mower, naming, now, norm, mean, melon, mealy, molly, molar. And I can't help but add some inflection to these words because I've been practicing and I use these same word lists to practice different techniques as well. But the purpose here is not to try to really spruce it up. Lemon, we're not doing that. It's trying to make sure that those consonant sounds hit more forward in the mouth. Another list, a little more complex words, but we're talking about, the first one is more about the consonants. This list is a little bit more about the vowels. I'm going to say normally, Miami, women, mailroom, immune, neural, narrower, manner, manual, mellow, mammal, maroon, manila, melanin, morning, merry, merman, malign, mealworm, mariner, narrowly. Again, so this list of words is more about the vowel sounds in between, though they have a lot of the M and N consonants up front. It's the vowels in between that you're really focusing on. The previous list was more about the consonants, and you're really trying to put your emphasis on the consonant sounds and bringing those vibrations forward in your mouth. So that's it for today on Resonant Voice. Come back for part 2. Thank you. Hi, this is Tommy with an I, and I'm here talking about vocal training again. This is the second episode on resonance. We're going to follow up with a little bit more complex vocal maneuvers, and we're going to be speaking with some phrases as well as some words that don't easily translate into resonance practice. So let's jump right in. First is going to be some phrase level practicing with resonant voice. Again, resonance is bringing the vibration forward in the mouth, in the oral cavity, instead of the chest cavity or the sinus cavity. Merry men, mean mariner, maroon mammal, many a morning, new manner, mealy melon, more male now, mellow Mary, immune women, many a moon, narrow marrow, neural manual, man on moon, my memory. Again, these are easy words to practice because they're very simple. They've got a lot of M's and N's, and it really forces you to bring the sounds of those letters forward. These are a little more difficult, and they are practicing different vowel sounds as well as using different consonant sounds. In this case, if you're trying to get resonance out of difficult vowels, one of the best things you can do is to stretch the vowel. Say it a little longer so you can feel the vibration instead of clipping it short and jumping through it. So the first vowel sound is E. You say freely, mealy, veal, fee, deem, these, bees, me. The next sound is I, like pith, fib, wish, mill, this, fin, pin, bin. And you'll find that even though some of these letters are forward in the mouth, like the B's, P's, F's, even the W, just because they're forward, you're also kind of cutting off vibration by touching your lip, and so you don't feel the vibration. But so long as the vibration of the sound is forward already, it's going to stay there. So you're practicing with those M's and N's, and then when you end up with your F's and P's and B's, that is still sitting forward in your mouth. Last one here is going to be the A sound. So made, nay, pain, fray, they, pay, may, paste. And that is it for oral resonance training. Good luck. Practice often. Hi, this is Tommy with an I, and I'm back for another voice lesson. So this one is fun because, well, I'm a pervert, and the name of it is lip spreading. So it's the lip spreading exercises. And what this is exactly, just the name of it makes me smile. This is what they mean when they say lip spreading. They're just talking about spread your face. So one of the ways that you can feminize your voice is, sadly, is as much as this annoys people in culture, smile more. Or at least put that physical smile, the stretch in your lips on your face, as well as raise your eyebrows, lift your cheeks up. And doing this helps with, I think there is a sound aspect to it, but also when you're interacting with people and they see it, it is a more feminine quality, so it just kind of all ties together. So this is something that you may or may not want to put into your practice, depending on how you feel about that whole topic. But here are some exercises you can do. This is a silly list of seasons. They almost sound like a story, but they're not. Just to kind of get you smiling a little more while you speak. So, Lacey loves to go to Panama. She feels very sick. Please give me another chance. I end up getting the same thing every time. I like the second season better. She told me that she has experience in that area. I just got the cutest new outfit. I saw a great film last Sunday. She gave me the sweetest card on my birthday. And you can feel when you say these things, like, Lacey loves to go to Panama. Part of that's inflection. Part of that is how I am presenting. So if I just say, Lacey loves to go to Panama, I can say it with the same pitch and resonance, but it just isn't as, I don't know, fluid or feminine. This goes along with a lot of things in vocal training, as well as in transition in general. There's an aspect to transition where, as a trans woman, I and any other one that I know are fully aware of the duality of gender is a social construct and you don't have to fill into gender norms, but at the same time, we want to be treated as we are. So we want to present in a way that people expect enough that they will gender us correctly when speaking. So these kind of exercises really help with that, where it's just like, we don't necessarily need to hyper-feminize, but understand what it is. And it's a social awareness. This is something that crosses cultures. These are things that if you listen to people speaking in any country, 90% of the time, if you close your eyes and listen, you can tell if it's a man or a woman. And so these exercises are things that are pretty much common across our species. And so I don't know that it's necessarily in that regard a social construct that we have to do these things, but it is stuff that we can do to help people recognize us for who we are. All right, stay tuned for the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.